Hey there, we're Book Talk for Book Talk with Jack and Amy, your book besties who take the novels you love seriously. This is Jack.
And I'm Amy, and together we mix smart analysis with fandom fun. So let's get into it.
This is our Breadcrumbs and Broomsticks episode where we read your thoughts and interpretations, as well as discuss some breadcrumbs from chapters 38 through 42 of Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Silver Flames.
Before we dive in, don't forget SPILT. That is spoilers, perspective and interpretation, language, and themes. Most importantly, this is spoilers for everything and anything SJM.
All of it.
All of it, including secret chapters.
If you would like more information, please go back and listen to the start of Tuesday's episode. And if you want to submit your thoughts for our Breadcrumbs and Broomsticks episode in the future, make sure to follow us on Instagram where we collect listener submissions, except this week. We did
not this week.
And if you want to know what we're doing, remember what we talked about last time, / you'll find out soon.
Starting with breadcrumbs, in chapter 40, Cassian, when he takes Nesta to the blacksmith, has to convince the High Fae to let them watch his work. Quote, flattery always helped smooth the way. Rhys had taught him that because Cassian's learning to become a courtier.
Rhys has been buttering him up for that for a while. Nesta, while hammering the blades at the forge, quote, strike after strike, and Cassian could have sworn the world paused as she unleashed herself with the same intensity she brought to training. The world always pauses when something important is happening. Usually for me, it's when I haven't had enough water.
Yeah, same. Chapter 41, regarding the pegasuses, quote, lore held that there had once been far more of them before recorded history, and that most had just vanished, as if they'd been devoured by the sky. According to the legend, the pegasuses had come from the island the prison sat upon, had once fed in fair meadows that had long given way to moss and mist, aka the Dusk Court, which means, did they go to Midgard?
With Bryce? Yeah.
With Queen Theia.
Yeah, they did.
Are they in?
Yeah, towards the very, very end. It's like the gloomy island clears up and then Pegasus spurting out of nowhere in the sky.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. You know, I was going to say, should I get the graphic audio version of House of Flame and Shadow? And I think that just answered that for us.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
No, we do know that it did go over. And Bryce loves a Pegasus. Is it Pegasuses or is it Pegasi?
I think it's Pegasuses.
You know how it's like a brood of mares or like a murder of crows or something?
Yeah.
It needs to be like a pegging of Pegasus.
Or not.
Or maybe. When Helion greets Nesta, quote, that pause while she surveyed Helion had been a courtier's pause, assessing how best to strike. Cassian is learning the courtier ways from the best, and Nesta is the best.
Still in chapter 41, quote, in the end, Helion created the wards and keyed them to Nesta's blood. A pinprick of it, courtesy of Truth-Teller, had done the job, and Cassian had found himself tensing at the sight of that little bead of red, its scent. It was an effort of will to tell his body there was no threat, that the blood was willing, that she was fine, because that's meat shit.
I have a question about meat shit. And I'm going to just ruin this now because I don't have faith in me remembering later. Amy and I are talking a lot of secret chapters today, and I was rereading the Azrael secret chapter, and he talks about he can't stand being able to scent the mate bond from Elaine and Lucian. Why can't anyone scent the mate bond between Cassian and Nesta? And at first I was like, oh, because they haven't sealed the bond, but neither did Lucian and Elaine.
Yeah. Or they can smell it. Nobody is talking about it.
Like when someone farts.
We all pretend it's not there.
Except for me. Who just who did that? Okay. During sex, Cassian thinks, quote, as if she'd been made for him and he'd been made for her. Mates. The beauty is that we're not going to be surprised when we find out that they're mates. But it is going to hit so good.
Yeah, it is. Still in chapter 41, after sex, Nesta refuses to explain why she needs Cassian so much. Quote, she had no explanation for it, that rising, unquenchable thirst. His eyes flickered. I've needed you from the moment I first met you, and now that I get to have you, I don't want to stop. Yes, she breathed. About as much of the truth as she'd admit. Yes.
Yeah.
That's because deep down Nesta knows they're mates, but she won't say it.
Right. It's not even like a yes or no question. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's truly like I was really craving sushi yesterday, and then today I ate sushi, and I just want to keep eating sushi. And then someone
You
goes,
ate sushi
"Yes."
without me?
No, I was giving this hypothetical. I would not honestly, I would never. I would never do that.
I was so hurt. So I was like, I asked for sushi yesterday and you said no.
I wouldn't do that to you, I swear. I cooked food on a Sunday.
Wow.
I know. No, as if I would go to sushi without you. But it's like that. It's a non yes or no.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no keeping each other on our toes.
That's right.
Chapter 42. When Cassian goes to the river house later, quote, he knew his friend smelled it. Neither Rhys nor Az had commented, but Amren's eyes had narrowed. Yet she said nothing, and he wondered if Rhys had given her a silent command. Cassian filed away his curiosity about why Rhys might have felt the need to do such a thing. Okay, so this is where they are smelling the mate bond. It isn't just musky.
Yeah, and Rhys has definitely been giving people instructions like, don't fuck this up for me, guys.
Shut up. Don't everyone shut the fuck up. Okay? Look, they're already complicated enough. They do not
Yeah.
need any more. Which I wonder if Rhys had mentally told Amren, you better leave him alone. Like, don't say
Mhm.
anything. If that's why she was even more pissy of like, well, you're gonna just fuck her then?
Yeah, maybe. Still in chapter 42, we learned that, quote, once the High Fae were more elemental, more given to reading the stars and crafting masterpieces of art and jewelry and weaponry. Their gifts were rawer, more connect, rawer. It's a hard word to say.
Raw. Wait. Raw. They are raw-er. So they're raw. Raw.
Maybe it's our California accent.
Rawr.
Rawr. Rawr.
Wait, how do you say it though? Raw. Rawr. Rawr.
God, why? We're so tired. And we waited a whole day to record this. Let me finish the quote. Their gifts were raw. Stop it.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You know what was funny is like we're both so tired. I was like, neither of us are gonna laugh or do anything.
Oh, boy,
It
were
went-
you wrong.
It went the other way. It went the other way. Okay, I am ready. Go ahead. Oh, so start from more
Yeah.
connected.
Nope. Their gifts were raw, more connected to nature, and they could imbue objects with that power. Kind of like Aelin with her fire magic and like Dorian's blade Damaris.
Yes. Aelin, come back. Still in the same chapter, quote, the last one made, the great blade of
Gwydion.
Gwydion
Yeah.
vanished around the time the last of the trove went missing. I'm not even repeating it. It's just a fake ass name. Wait, is it? Did I just insult people? Hold on. All right, so it's not a fake ass name. It is a mythical name. It's Welsh. All right, so I pissed off the Welsh.
So please ask forgiveness because they will unleash.
Why? I seriously paused trying to think if I knew the Welsh word for sorry. And I don't know what made me think that I had a remote chance of knowing that info.
I don't know.
Wait, let me do that. Welsh for sorry.
You're going to have to listen to it because the spelling
No,
and the
it's got it.
pronunciation is probably different.
Sorry. It's SORI. Sorry. I did it. Nailed it, guys. I speak Welsh.
Sorry.
Sorry. I did it. Call
Okay.
me a local.
Gwydion is a Crescent City / Dusk Court reference.
Yeah, and ends up
By the
being
way.
the blade that
Starlight.
Bryce. Yeah, that Bryce takes with her.
Still about Gwydion, quote, it had belonged to a true Fae High King in Prythian, as there had been in Hybern. He had united the lands, its people, and for a while, with that sword, peace had reigned, until he had been betrayed by his own queen and his fiercest general, and lost the sword to them, and the lands fell into darkness once more, aka Queen Theia and Prince Pellius from Crescent City.
So much lore is happening.
So much lore.
Amren says about the great sword Nesta worked on, quote, that sword shall be known by history. Her eyes darkened as she looked at the great sword, her words echoing. It remains to be seen whether it shall be known for good or evil. Cassian shook off the shiver that slithered down his spine, as if fate itself heard her words and shuddered. Again, like, this is great chapter for setting up ACOTAR 6 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
I just,
Mm-hmm.
like, love that SJM, like, just drops all this stuff and goes, "We'll see if I come back to it."
Yeah. Later in chapter 42 still, we learn, quote, that to be impaled or sliced by that blade would be no ordinary wound, foreshadowing the fight with Lanthus in the prison.
Finally, in that chapter, Amren says, quote, "All 7 courts united under one ruler would give us far better odds of survival in any upcoming conflict." Sounds like there's going to be an outside world invasion. Or, I mean, it just feels very like, hey, I know there's like the continent, like there's other unknown,
Yeah.
but what's more unknown if it with that of the different world?
Mm.
That could be super unknown. I'm going to say a word to you. I want you to guess what word I'm saying. Goat.
Goat?
Yeah. It's just horrifying how I say the word.
Oh, I say it that way too.
I
Goat.
know. Because I think I said
Boat.
it too. Boat, goat, coke.
Toast. I guess toast.
Yeah.
Toast.
I said it to my Spanish tutor and I was like, oh, it's like a goat. And she was like, go? No, a goat. A goat? Ugh.
Yeah.
God. I think we have the ugliest accents that there could be.
Honestly, yeah. You're right. We do.
But we're beautiful. At least Hollywood is close to our accent, like in movies, but except they enunciate.
Yeah, they enunciate.
It's a struggle. All right. So we are here to not ask you guys a damn thing. Instead, we read the bonus chapter with Farah and Reese. And
Which we didn't know existed until 2 days ago.
Yeah, that was a fun one. One of my big takeaways from it is that it's hilarious how, in Nesta's point of view, this just shows you that unreliable narrators is such a thing, despite what that one person on TikTok told me otherwise. Nesta's point of view, Farah and Elaine are besties. They hang out all the time. They are tight. They chose one another. They're the family. Nesta doesn't exist. In Farah's point of view, she's like, it's fine. She's companionable. We've learned to get along with each other. She was like, do I go out drinking with her? No, but I can't drink now, so she'll do.
Yeah, I mean, she's honestly more excited to tell more than she is Nesta and Elaine about the pregnancy. And she explicitly says in her point of view that, like, Moore is as close as a sister and her dearest friend. So definitely Nesta's opinion about the growing relationship between Elaine and Feyre is askew, is not quite correct.
It's a false.
It's a false. Another takeaway was I love the fact that Reese is like, Nesta's not always wrong, even though he like treats her like shit. Which again, is it because Nesta interprets too much? Does she put too much meaning upon her interactions with Reese?
Yes and no. Like, I think she definitely puts too much on Reese. I also think that Reese, like, gives her every reason to. You know what I mean? I think that whenever Reese shows kindness, she doesn't know what to do with it. And she can be closed off, which then would get him to react. You know what I mean? But it is hilarious that he called Elaine boring, essentially. And Farah was like, you think Elaine's boring? And he was like, this is not wrong. Like, have you seen her really in this book? No.
So speaking of Elaine, that was a huge thing that stood out to me, was how much conversation there is about Elaine and the metaphor of gardening. How people focus on the conclusion of the gardening or the outcome of gardening, which is there's this beautiful thing, just like how Elaine is very beautiful. But the process is actually very dirty, messy, can be harmful, and we never see Elaine gardening on screen except for back in A Court of Thorns and Roses when Feyre was helping her at one point. There's an inference we can make that there is a lot of shit going on off screen. And or we will see it soon because Reese is like, she might resent us for like the box that we put her in, which to me is just foreshadowing how much we're going to get from her point of view, which I'm excited for.
Even with this small gap of info, even with the fact that we don't even see Elaine, some of the metaphors and what we're seeing is pretty beautiful. Well, not beautiful, just more interesting. It's beautiful. But like the fact that Lucian got her the gloves to protect her hands to not, get cut while gardening and she chooses not to wear them. And then she gets pierced and her hands are bloody. Who else has scarred hands
That's
that she
real.
has the hots for? Yeah.
Yeah. And
So,
honestly, who knows what that means, right? It could mean nothing. It could mean Lucian will be the one to protect her and will be the one she ends up
well,
with.
I
It
think
could be the
mentally it
opposite.
shows her trying to align with
Resistance.
or resistance, but trying to align with Asriel.
Yeah.
That like
Yeah.
scarred hands are worthy of something, like they
Yeah.
are meant to be not idolized, but sought after in a way. And
Mm-hmm.
it was very interesting, seeing how they talked about her in a box because, we've talked about her being in a box. She is very much in a box and she is just not interesting. I don't have
She
anything.
will be soon. She is not yet. She will be soon.
I know we said we were going to wait for future episodes, but we wait for nothing. I wait for nothing. I immediately read the Asriel chapter right
Oh.
after.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I joke around like saying that I do believe like Gwen and Asriel are going to be together. And like, I like being a dick just to be for the sake of a dick. However, rereading that, to me, it screams Asriel and Gwen. Asriel's shadows are reacting to Gwen. Asriel's
Yeah.
shadows like dance with her breath. Asriel's shadows watch her. Asriel's shadows
Yeah.
are very much awakened by her.
Yeah. If I set aside my Elreal bias, yes, I recognize all of that, especially the fact that he doesn't masturbate to the thought of Elaine until his shadows are asleep and his shadows flee when she's around.
Yeah.
Whereas with Gwyn, they're present, they're playful, etc. So I totally, totally get it, and it makes me sad. You know what? I hope SJM stands her ground and he gets both of them.
You know what? Yes.
You
As
know
long as
what?
I get sex scenes for both, I'm
Yeah.
on board.
Yeah. It could be a polyamorous relationship. We don't know.
You know what? I think Elaine's going to die. And I don't think that's a bad choice. Okay, if I was SJM, and I have heard people just say, like, all SJM does is save her characters, I would spend the next book and a half or whatever, or book, working on Elaine's point of view, making her one of the main point of view, having her overcome Asriel, Lucian, falling in love with Lucian and all the stuff, my own thing. And then I'd kill her off while in her point of view and not bring her back. And then I'd say, push me again, bitches, and see what happens.
Okay. Since we're going off on these tangents, so everyone's like, oh, but Elaine could be the High Lady of the Spring Court, right? So what if Elaine goes through all this development, Tamlin goes through all this development, they figure out, you know what, fuck Lucian, we're meant to be together, they get together, they both die. And that's their redemption arc.
We agree. We don't want Tamlin with anyone, even if he dies.
I don't know. I'm just making up
Yeah.
shit at this point.
I mean, now we know Tamlin's not going to end up with anyone because of like what
Yeah.
she said.
During the call her daddy.
Call her
interview.
daddy. Yeah. The way that she answered that made her sound like she still really doesn't know the answer to it.
Yeah.
But I think that killing off Elaine would be fantastic. I think that it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
I'm going to take a sip though.
Yeah. Take a sip.
Okay. You're daydreaming about killing Elaine off.
When you say it like that. Yeah. Yeah. Which I know you were just literally repeating the words I had just said. Okay, so another thing from the Farah and Rhys chapter that I enjoyed is the consistency where they do use sex as a distraction. They've always used sex as a distraction, and Farah knows it. And she does say, like, we come back to each other and like let the distractions happen. You have to process it. Then we come back to one another. And there is a lot of consistency there. I just felt like it really was like stepping back with Farah and Rhys in their relationship and seeing like one, how horny they are for each other. But even the way that their sex is depicted versus Cassian and Nesta's sex is depicted.
I know. It was a little jarring. I was like, oh, yeah, we are in a different relationship. So it does read differently. And kudos to SJM. She does a good job of it. I know at one point we said, oh, Rhys doesn't know yet, even though he's been moody about the wings. But I'm like, maybe he does.
Maybe he does. Well, he told Cassian, it was the day before.
Cassian,
yeah, but when he tells Cassian, I talked to Maja yesterday or earlier, like he gives the timeline and it was recent. So like, why is Rhys that moody? Maybe he suspects?
Maybe he's worried. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he can tell by the smell. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. But I also found it interesting that like their pregnancy test is the smell, is
Yeah.
the moment it like latches on to her, and
I thought that
Reese
was interesting too.
crying during sex, which is sweet,
Yeah, it is.
and
Because it's
then
probably something he never thought he could have.
yeah, and then like she licks his tears and he comes at that.
I laughed so hard because it's a nice little callback to Under the Mountain.
Yeah,
It was a full circle moment, but I thought it was hilarious.
it was funny, but I like that that's the thing that gets him. He was like, I did that to you. Ugh.
Yeah, one time when we were under the mountain.
One time we were under the mountain, I did that to you. Ugh. And then he comes. And then that's just his joy of like,
Yeah,
and that son is when I found out your mommy was pregnant with you. I
Yeah.
came at the moment she licked my tears away.
May I go on to a different topic?
Yeah, absolutely.
I found it curious that SJM has Reese pull out a book and says, oh, this is where the name Nyx comes from, which is a female goddess, which is true in Grecian lore.
Yeah.
So it's an odd piece of information to include. Either she was like, I don't want to make up something, or
Our world.
is our world one of the 26 in that universe?
What if I'm Azriel's mate? And SJM just hasn't written it yet.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, going back to Elaine.
Yeah.
And her like being cut up and whatnot. I was like, wouldn't it be great if she and Azriel were into BDSM and that made its way into the book?
Azriel 100% will be. Azriel is into pain. Azriel is going to want to hurt and be hurt. I feel like there was another book I read this in, but where he was into pain and she didn't want to hurt him. What book was that? You guys, does this sound familiar? He was into pain and she didn't want to hurt him, but then she did it. And then afterwards she was like, don't make me do that again. I hated it.
Not something I read.
Not 50 Shades of Grey. She didn't hurt him. He went too rough, but I feel like there's another version of this. Someone tell me. But like, I know in 50 Shades of Grey, I think he goes too rough one time. And honestly, it wasn't even like, they weren't even doing anything. Like, whatever. And she was like, I will not be doing this again after. Like, this is the last time. Don't make me do this again. And he was like, okay, it's fine. I don't need to do any of that sex stuff anymore because you cured me. And BDSM is something to be cured. So I have issues with that book. 50 Shades of Grey. Shady as hell.
I think I've only read the first one. I don't think I read the other two.
You haven't watched the movies?
I watched the first one.
Dakota Johnson does a really good job with her. Like, she makes me like that character. But I know, shocking. But that's just Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, she's a cutie.
But I feel like it's going to end up being that way where Azriel's going to be like, hurt me. And then whoever he's with is just going to be like, maybe not. Or they're like, yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Azriel just has such like, I want someone pure fetish.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that so long as Azriel is really wound up in his own impurity, and like I can see the link between him and Elaine, the fact that like his hands are dirty with blood, like even in his point of view, he's just like, does she even know what I've done with these hands? Like even a half hour ago, like, you know, these hands have done such horrible things. And then she's literally getting her hands dirty with the mud. So it's like there was a lot of like parallel with it, but like his hands are dirty from his quote unquote sins and her hands are dirty from like trying to create life with planting. There are parallels to that. I just don't know what those parallels do. I just feel like SJM was such a tease with the whole Gwen thing and like really playing up how much Azriel shadows like Gwen and not Elaine.
Yeah.
That I was like, girl, what are you doing with this?
I know. I hope it's all answered very quickly because I can't take the suspense anymore.
As we said in the pattern, she resolves the mate question quickly and then destroys us with plot.
I would be okay if Lucian dies.
Yeah, it's fine as long as Elaine ends up alone.
That's fine.
Yeah, okay. As long as we agree.
Lucian dying though.
Yeah, I'm cool. We can kill him off. We can kill Elaine off.
We can kill Tamlin off.
We can kill Helion off, but we can only kill Helion off if Lucian is alive to take over Helion's.
Yeah, the Day Court.
Which we might kill Helion off since he was brought in. And, she made us like him more
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
book. Yeah. Eris. We can kill Eris.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
More. Ugh. Although she's like one of the few queer characters, so we can't kill her off.
You know what? Who really needs to die?
Amren.
Amren.
We had our chance and she brought her back and it was so upsetting because
She can die. She can make another sacrifice.
I know. I agree.
She's going to hate her life without power so much. She'll be like, it's okay. Choose me. I will do it.
She's so confusing. Her relationship with Varian is confusing. Talk about someone who's boring and brings absolutely nothing to the table, except for the occasional Amren. We talked about this. This is not being nice.
Or, people catching them have sex.
Yeah. In the middle of the day, which is fine. Good for them. Good for them. Some of us have laundry to do.
Yeah.
And no partner. All right. Well, that's it for that segment. This is going to be a short episode. So, you know what today is? Fairy Loot Unboxing Day.
Woo! What did you get?
We've got 2. Amy lucked out and she got a
Half
City one. Go ahead, show it to the class.
For those of you who are watching on YouTube.
This is Half City by Kate Golden. Oh my God, that's a good looking one. It's
so beautiful. It is such a good book.
Yeah.
You guys have to read it. It is Kate's best book so far, by far.
Yes, true. As of today, 3 hours ago, I just finished beta reading the 3rd book in that series.
Look at
that. So
that.
I know how it ends.
So
that is
pretty.
Gorgeous. Okay.
Ah.
So this one is... Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep.
So
pretty. I love the gothic vibes.
I think that there should be less paper jackets. I want more just straight up like fake leather. Like stop giving me the paper jackets.
Dust cover.
Yeah. Alrighty. Ready for this first one? Funny. Amy told me to save the boxes so that when we do giveaways, we have a box.
I can mail stuff out.
I'll save the bubble wrap too.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right, so the first one, The Sun and the Star Maker by Rachel Griffin. So this is part of the YA. Our featured book this month is The Sun and the Star Maker by Rachel Griffin. In a remote land where light is magic, Aurora is drawn to the elusive Star Maker and his enchanted palace. As danger closes in, she must uncover the truth before winter claims everything. Dun dun dun. All right, ready?
Yeah. Ooh. It's very pretty.
It's so bright. I mean, it's like all white. I'm trying to get you to...
It's very ethereal. Wow. Ooh.
Let's see. I wonder if... Oh, this is nice.
Oh, yeah. Very like...
It's...
Arendelle from... Yeah. Frozen.
Oh, okay. I like this side of the jacket more.
Which side? Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
I like that one a lot more. I used to be able to hit that pitch.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And then I go high. I used to be very good at going like squeaky.
I can only do it if I'm belting it. I can't do it like softly.
I haven't heard you go that high before.
Again, I have to be belting it, and I don't normally belt.
All right. Next one. We'll just have to do a karaoke episode.
No. No, thank you.
You guys, we're going to do a meetup in New York, which I probably will have passed by the time this episode comes out. You know I'm going to be looking for a karaoke place now.
Oh, yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Actually a great idea.
It is a good idea.
All right. The next one. Our featured book this month is Wingshaw by Hiba al-Wasiti. Gifted with the ability to see the dead, a young woman is drawn into a deadly pact and a journey to a cursed estate where ghosts linger, secrets fester, and danger waits in every shadow.
Spooky. So it sounds kind of paranormal-esque.
Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Ooh, that is a cool cover.
That's
Weaving
cool.
Shaw. Weaving Shaw.
Weaving Shaw.
That's a really cool book.
That is
just
a very
aesthetically.
Cool book. This might be mine that I choose.
Oh,
Because
Half
Amy
City.
gets Half City. Oh, yeah, this might be mine. Look at that foil.
Oh, that is cool. That looks, yeah, that is very, very an expensive book. They did a good job.
They did a great job. Oh, this is nice. Hold on, let me show you the back one. And then all of this is like foil.
Ooh. Yeah, I love that.
This looks cool as hell.
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited. Oh, and it's signed. And that's our Fairy Loot edition. Thanks, Fairy Loot, for letting
Thank
us
you, Fairy
pay.
Loot. We're just grateful to have subscriptions.
I know. We're like, thank you, Fairy Loot, for letting me pay, and you didn't do anything other than get me off that 2-year wait list.
Yep. Yep.
I'm a brat. I started off giggly, and now I'm like, I have laundry to do. I have to make my bed.
Oh.
Let's sign off. Thanks for listening to Book Talk for Book Talk with Jack and Amy. Join us next week as we dive into chapters 43 through 50 of Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Silver Flames.
If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. It really helps other readers find us. And of course, we'd love to hear what you thought of today's episode. Share your comments through our forum at booktalkforbooktalk.com, and we might feature your feedback in a future mini episode or a Patreon exclusive episode.
For merch and more ways to support the show, head to booktalkforbooktalk.com. You can also follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at the handle Book Talk for Book Talk. And don't forget to join us as we keep the analysis going by subscribing to our Substack to get more insights into the romantasy and romance genres. Head to the Subtext Society Journal.substack.com. Bye.
Bye.